If I separated the sheeps from the goats inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning with my basic rights, for which all natural persons, female and male alike, are equal before the law and have inalienable rights, among which are the right to enjoy and defend life and liberty, to pursue happiness, to be rewarded for industry, and to acquire, possess, and protect property. No person shall be deprived of any right because of race, religion, national origin, or physical disability. So did I not then purchase the Exodus of Moses with my basic rights? So now, if Moses said that the Lord or the God in a burning bush told him to go back into Egypt, then if I use my basic rights to defend my people's basic rights, then did I not use my truth, for which is defined as, see, this is what I'm saying. Say, if they translate the Bible or the Quran into their language, whoever it is, right? Whatever language that you practice this religion in, well, if I don't use the definitions in the translation of my language, then how would my grandchildren's grandchildren on into eternity know what I mean today, when they gonna come up with different language, different things, and that mean different things, because everybody is decoding everything because they don't feel like they can speak freely. So when you in a society and everybody have their own language, then what is? See, if I'm saying birds and I don't mean a bird, then my grandchild will think I'm talking about a bird. But if I am a drug dealer, I'll be talking about dope. See what I'm saying? So if I don't tell my grandchild what I'm talking about, then they might be a bird watcher. See, but we don't think because we not programmed to think. And I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about poorly educated people. See, poorly educated people are poorly educated for the benefit of the educator. See, what I'm trying to do is give you back yourself, but you're trying to start from your sickness. And I'm saying, well, you have to heal. So the truth, right? Okay, the truth, which is my truth, is the body of real things, events, and facts. So that's what I tell you about. This is my human body. But when Satan, for whom is defined as the angel who in Jewish belief is commanded by God to tempt humans to sin, to accuse the sinners, and to carry out God's punishment, became the rebellious angel who in Christian belief is the adversary of God and the Lord of evil in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida. I also was revealed. See, how could I not reveal who I am as I reveal who Satan and Satan's God is? Now, if Satan has a God, according to Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee's belief, because Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee is a Jew, right? Now, if Jesus is a Jew and the Jews believe that Satan has a God, then Jesus believed as the Jews believe, right? Now, I'm not a Jew. I don't know nothing about that. So how can I be anti-Semitic? So you saying if I read the Bible and just ask a question about, well, hey man, the Bible say the Jews killed Jesus. Nah, I'm anti-Semitic. That's saying the Bible, who told me the story, is anti-Semitic. The actual Bible, because that's where I get this information from. You see, and that's what I'm telling my family. I'm saying, hey, do y'all realize that Jesus was a Jew? So when you think about why Jews are being punished, is my family not understanding that they gonna be the Jews? See, but how do a slave know what they doing? Because they doing what they doing out of fear. Now, they try to say it's courage, right? But you came against one man with your chest all out. But now that the world done came, because that one man called the world, now what you gonna see, now what? And I'm saying, man, so now I separated the sheeps from the goats with my basic rights, right? Now I'm using my freedom of speech, because what else can I do, right? My family done came in between my wife and I because of what they thought, right? Then when the money and the fame and see, cause now they getting something they never had before, which is attention. But I'm telling them, man, I'm tired of attention. Man, I've been having too much attention my whole life, man. Like, listen, man. Ever since, or every time I reveal who I am, I get persecuted. Every time. When I was 6 years old and was asked a question about what I would do when I growed up, and I exercised my freedom of speech that was given to me in the Florida Constitution, Section 4, that says freedom of speech and press, I was whooped. See, whether y'all want to believe it or not, man, I'm saying this my testimony, this my life, right? I was whooped in church for Jesus. I was 6 years old, man. That's why I mean, from that point to this one, see, after Pastor Willie C. Barnes turned his back on me, I was done with church. I was done. Because I'm saying, man, you whooped me when I was a 6-year-old child, and then you turn your back on me, and you kept my wife and my children, but you rejected me. And you got my grandmama in there, they losing the house. Well, I'm losing the house. That's what it looked like, because I'm a bad businessman, right? Like, that's what everybody's saying. So I'm saying, okay, so now I have freedom of speech. Oh, but no, hold on. When I was 6 years old, and then, okay, this was so funny, right? Like, they called us up to go, because I was 6 years old, I was going to first grade. So I guess to commemorate us going to first grade, all of us that was going to the first grade, they had us come up before the church. And they asked them all they asked us all what they were gonna do. But as they was asking them, they said, I'm gonna be a preacher. And boy, I mean, they just, right? And they got to me, and I said, well, I'm going to save my people. And man, they whooped me. They say, Jesus already saved us. So think about the mindset of a grown person asking a child a question, a child, and the child say, I'm gonna save my people, and they whoop the child. It's like, and you think I supposed to then love Jesus? I got whooped in his name, man, for being mean as a child. So now that's on Sunday. The next day I go to first grade and they ask, well, what you gonna do when you grow up? I say, well, I'm gonna be a lawyer. They say you can't be no lawyer. So I was at 6 years old, within a 24-hour period, I was denied twice. Once by the spiritual world and once by the secular world, as I was becoming myself. And now y'all judge me because I don't believe how y'all believe. I'm saying, well, you've been trying to indoctrinate me ever since I was a kid. You haven't tried to educate me. You tried to get me to be like you. And I used to say that. They used to say that we had multiple choice, right? So multiple choice. And they would even say, in some instances, it was all of the above. And some it would be A and C. Some it would be B and C. Some it would be A and B. And I say, so, okay, so I read it and I say it's A and B. They say it's all of the above. So I say, well, if it's multiple choice, why your choice right and my choice wrong? I'm saying, well, if it's multiple choice, then there is no wrong answer. It's just an explanation for the answer you give. And they failed me. I'm saying, you said it's multiple choice. But if I don't think like you think, then I'm wrong. So now, my mother got on drugs when I was 14. See, now, am I not talking about my mother? I mean, if this would actually happen, I'm not making nothing up, man. I had to survive my mother. Well, I don't know if, see, I was raised that what my parents did wasn't no mistake. They do what they wanted to do. That's what they always told me, and they told me to stay out of their business. But I kept trying to tell them, your business is affecting my business. So when I read the Bible and Jesus said when Joseph and Mary left him in the temple and they came back and he was in the temple and he said, well, you know, I had to be about my father's business. But I'm saying, well, how about if I am my father who he was talking about? I'm saying, well, how about if I'm about my business? And I'm telling my mama and my dad, I'm saying, see, you making me look bad. But how about, I mean, this is what I'm saying. So, like, do you have a conversation where you telling your mama and your daddy, hey, man, you making it hard for me. Man, these people not going to believe me. And that's what's happening now. Same stuff I was telling them. But they say, Tommy, this is my life. But now I'm saying to the world, right? I'm saying, hey, man, this is my life. But y'all telling me about Jesus, the Prophet Muhammad. And I'm saying, well, hey, listen. Look, I'm using my freedom of speech that's given to me as a citizen of the state of Florida who was born in the state of Florida in Halifax Hospital in Daytona Beach, Florida on January 8th at 2:20 in the afternoon out of my mother, Queen Dolores Yvonne Rackard Castle. See, that's not Jesus. See, I had my mother, Jesus had his mother, Jesus got his history, I have my history, and I'm using my rights that's given to me in Section 4 of the Florida Constitution entitled Freedom of Speech and Press. And it says every person may speak, write, publish sentiments on all subjects. Now let's break down sentiments. See, so we'll know what's going on, like I always say. Because like I say, man, if you don't know what somebody mean, you don't know what they really talking about. So it's an attitude, thought, or judgment prompted by feelings, a specific view or notion, refining feeling, delicate sensibility, especially as expressed in a work of art, emotional idealism. So idealism, like you idolize something, or you ideal, like idealism. Hold on, let me make sure. Hold on.
Idealism.
Idealism. But see, I just said fast. But anyway, and that's since I made a mistake. So I gotta. That's why you see a lot of. And you know what I want to tell y'all too. In that book, well, in my emotion, right? Because I was so cognizant, or I was thinking so deeply about people questioning my sanity, because I was separating myself from the situation, that I was like showing the psychiatrist, or the shrinks that is going to learn from this situation how I had to slow things down, right? But as I read my testimony, I know I didn't, because it was one time where the A was capitalized, and I know I didn't do that, because I would say I, and then I would put a comma down there, right? A semicolon or whatever the hell it is. Because like I say, man, listen, you gotta be me to understand that when I get off strip, I get into my emotions, my feelings, and then I can't cope with the now. So I always speak futuristically, because I have no presence. See, you stole that yesterday, and you continue to steal it every day. So the only thing I have is my future. Because, see, you stole my past for 15 years, and you just watching me get old. And that's what's wrong with sick people, see? See, when sick people don't have nothing but the moment, they steal everything in the moment that they have. See, that's why I wrote this book about, is your opportunity so small you can put it in your pocket? And this is what I'm talking about, right? You done took my life and you stole it, right? But then you done devalued life itself, because you have no vision of nothing but what you want to steal. See, so when you create a bunch of thieves, they feel like they can steal what they want, right? But what the thief don't realize is you can't steal life. You have to live life. You steal things in life, but you still spending your life stealing. Think about that, man. You spending your whole life stealing. So if everything you have you stole, what do you really have? Because the minute somebody find out it's stolen, you gonna have to reap what you sowed. And everything that everybody think that you had, you're gonna be revealed to be a thief. See, and so I'm trying to get the children to understand that you have to live what you want. See, you have to become a blessing to receive a blessing. Because once you become a blessing, then you know what a blessing is. See, like somebody gives somebody some money and they'll think they blessed. But see, I would rather you tell me how you made that money. so I could bless somebody else. But see, a beggar will never beg for knowledge because they have to do something with the knowledge they beg for. See, it still won't be worth nothing until you put it into practice, right? But if you beg for money, then the practice that you putting in effect is begging for money. So begging become your practice. So now, if the church is begging its body for tithes, and the government is forcing its citizens to pay taxes, but the church is not taking care of the body, and the government is not providing the services that the taxes is that you're paying is supposed to afford you, then wouldn't it still fall on you? Because you are the victim, right? So if you don't know how to defend yourself, then how can you talk about the other person who is being taught that they right? See, this is what people don't understand. If a person is taught that they are superior and another person is taught that they are inferior, then how do either know that one is superior and the other one is inferior if it's all backwards, right? So if you have taught a superior person from the time they are a child that they are inferior, right? Then wouldn't that superior person have to suppress their superiority to please you, the parent? So that's why you whooped me when I was 6 in your spiritual world, and then you tried to dummy me down in your secular world so I can fit perfectly in your ignorance. So now if I'm gonna show you now, it's let me see, separating the sheep from the goats, right? So now, see, if I use my basic rights, and now I'm using, the freedom of the press, which is every person may speak, write, and publish sentiments. Wait a minute, didn't I do sentiments? That's what I was saying. See, I think I did though. Yeah, sentiments, yes. So now your feelings, so that means my judgments, which is my motion, which is what I'm giving you now. So that's my sentiments. So I have the right to do that. I wrote it, I'm speaking it, and I published it, right? My sentiments on all subjects. See, even on religion, the way I live my life, the way the government is. See, I'm publishing my sentiments, my feelings. I'm showing you how this is all wrong, affecting me personally. So I'm saying that's why I felt I could defend the public from the crime that was being committed against me, because when I was 6 years old and I was asked what I was gonna do, I said I was gonna save my people. And then when the next day, I went to school, first grade, and they said I couldn't be a lawyer. They asked me what I was gonna do. I said I was gonna be a lawyer. Now don't you see, they say to God it's only one day. See, I'm saying, hey man, you know what y'all gonna do with me, man? I'm saying, man, y'all just gonna take my life, man. Ain't no crime, man. Like my partner say, he say, well, we all can't be wrong. But I'm saying, look, man, you violate my rights. But shall be responsible for abuse of that right. So now all of y'all have the right to say what you want to say, but now you got to be held responsible for that right. I shouldn't be held responsible for what you say, man. I shouldn't be held responsible for what you do. Man, I've got to be responsible for me, man. That's what my mama told me. When I told her mama, everybody doing it, my mama say, Tommy, it ain't everybody if you don't do it. And I was like, whoa, blow it away. I'm like, man, my mama right. So from that day to this one, I always make sure I'm right. See, I'm saying now, hey, man, y'all need to come and show how I'm wrong, man. But see, but now you can't because you all wrong and you know it. So now where your God, man? Where your repentance, man? You just taking my life, man. And it say no law shall be passed to restrain or abridge the liberty of speech, man. Y'all violating your own laws. See, no law shall be passed to restrain or abridge the liberty of speech or of the press in all criminal prosecutions. See, so when the state of Florida took me out of the civil court in Seminole County and they put me in the criminal court in Seminole County, then that's when in all criminal prosecutions and civil actions. See, I sued Bill Hurd in a civil action, and then the state of Florida took me to criminal court, and that mean they violated my constitutional rights to due process, right? Which is Section 9 of the Florida Constitution that says, it's entitled due process, that says no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. They done took all my cars in court. I got one car, they just, I mean, man, I don't know what kind of case they were running in there, man. The other man lawyer didn't, American Finance, they lawyer didn't even come to court. And it's in the court case where I was there and they wasn't, and the state of Florida still sided with them. I'm saying, man, they lawyer not even here. I'm here. They even put in the minutes that I was there, and American Financial Corporation, which is General Motors Financial, they changed their name to American Financial Corporation. They didn't even show up to court. So now, I'm telling my family, I'm saying, well, listen, I won General Motors in 2008 when Bill Hurd stole my car. They still think I'm crazy. I'm saying, listen, I wanted stock options. I didn't want money. See, they don't know nothing about finances. They don't even know what I was talking about. But he crazy, man. He crazy. See, that's what a fool will do. See, they think they smart because they was taught. And I told my friend, I say, they done taught us ignorance intelligently. He got mad with me. I say, bruh, that's what I'm talking about. So now so now, black people and Pastor Willie C. Bonds, so the spiritual world and the secular world has deprived me of life, liberty, and my property without due process of law in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. And then in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. And now on September 10th in 2023 at 7:13 in the morning. And now it says now or be twice put in jeopardy for the same offense. Man, I done been in and out. They done let people sue me, and they done put me in jail. The state of Florida, they done let people sue me, but they won't let me be sued. I mean, they won't let me sue nobody, but they done let everybody sue me, right? And I'm saying, and I'm going to my friend, but my friends say, well, we all can't be wrong. And I'm saying, bro, so if you run me crazy, how did you save me? Here I am showing you that, so it say, due process. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, or be twice put in jeopardy for the same offense, or be compelled in any criminal matter to be a witness against oneself. So now I'm trying to go to court. They say, well, you can't be a witness against yourself. I'm saying I'm witnessing to my truth. That my truth and me is two different people, because my truth is now in evidence. It's got a life of its own. I just got to keep my body free so my truth can accompany me. But my friends and family telling me to give up on my truth. I'm saying, well, brother, if I give up on my truth, I'm going to get a devil back the Constitution. So I'm saying, well, wouldn't that mean that you, the serpent, you telling me to break the covenant? So wouldn't you be the serpent? I'm saying, in the spiritual world, you telling me to lie. If I lie, then I break the covenant. Now, here I am using my Section 4 the Florida Constitution, freedom of speech. Every person may speak, write, and publish sentiments on all subjects, but shall be responsible for the abuse of that right. I'm being responsible. If I'm abusing my right, I'm in the court abusing it. So if I'm in the courts abusing my rights, then the judge, what is he doing or she doing? What are they doing? Aren't they abusing me? Because I'm now using my rights in self-defense against them. But now my family telling me that I'm using the laws in court and I'm wrong and I'm mentally unstable, but I'm in court using the law in self-defense, and they done took 15 years of my life, man, because I don't believe in Jesus. I'm saying, man, is y'all serious? But what about my rights here, man? And it says, no law shall be passed to restrain or abridge. No law shall be passed to restrain or abridge the liberty of speech, like my family and friends have aided and abetted the state of Florida in limiting my speech, or of the press. So now I haven't been able to establish my media empire because of my friends and family. In all criminal prosecutions and civil actions for defamation, the truth may be given in evidence, which I did in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. I reported it to the proper authorities, which is the state attorney of the state of Florida, to show that, and I proved to the state attorney that my rights was being violated in the courts. And then the state attorney aided and abetted the state of Florida in violating the Constitution. Now, how can the state of Florida prosecuting attorney now prosecute any citizen in the state of Florida when he didn't protect the Constitution with me? So now how he's gonna now use the Constitution against any citizen in the state of Florida when I am the public defender for every citizen in the state of Florida, once I had to seize the Constitution from the pirates who have pirated our Constitution and then bound us and then stole from the treasury and everything. These people are pirates, and that's why I charged them with piracy. See, and so now they are stealing my likeness, they stealing my story, they selling it, and that's against the Ted Bundy law that's right here in Florida. When Ted Bundy did the same thing the state of Florida doing, he wrote his book, he made his movie, and he he was going to school to be a lawyer, so he knew the law. That's why it took him so long to kill him. He got rich off of his crimes. So in Florida, they got a law, it's called the Ted Bundy law, where you can't benefit off of the crime you committed. So now the state of Florida is benefiting off of the crime it committed against Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. and Folk Houses Incorporated. And now I'm using the Ted Bundy law against the state of Florida and saying now you cannot prosper off of the crime you committed against me. See, and I'm using my freedom of speech and saying that no law shall be passed to restrain or abridge the liberty of speech, or of the press, and all criminal prosecutions which you did against me, state of Florida, and civil actions which you also did against me and I did against you, for defamation, the truth may be given in evidence if the matter charged as defamatory is true. So now I'm charging you with defaming me, and the state of Florida is charging me with defaming it, but I have the evidence to support that I am innocent and the state of Florida is guilty in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. And so it says, and if the matter charged as defamatory is true and was published with good motives, the party shall be acquitted or exonerated. See, and I was neither, but I committed no crime. So why was the state of Florida able to acquit itself and exonerate itself when the Florida Constitution has then rendered a guilty verdict against the state of Florida and a summary judgment for me for habeas corpus?